What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael. For those of you that are new, we're going to be pulling the messages from the messages of ancestors, and this message is going to be for the Libras, as you see from the title of this video. Before we begin, I would like to read you guys the slight description of what the Libras represents. So we have a Libra: diplomatic, intelligent, and social. Libras are all about balance. Represented by the scales and ruled by Venus, they prefer steady relationships that are full of shared experiences. They take their partnership to the next level of seriousness and expect the exact same in return. When they don't find a partner to offer the balance and mirroring they seek, they must undergo a great deal of self-discovery to understand who they are so they can attract healthier connections in the future. That's just a slight description. We're going to be doing a deck of 8. Let's begin, Spirit. What do we have for the Libras? Let's see what messages we guys got for you. Alright, so the first one we have for you guys is Holy One, right? So inspiration. So you can be receiving inspiration from the Holy One. It's important to always keep faith with any situation that you guys are going through, whether it's bad or good, because sometimes we can often get wrapped up in the good things that are going on that we don't thank the higher power or show appreciation or be grateful for the things that we have. Sometimes it can go both ways. See what I'm saying? Sometimes you can do really well in life and forget to praise and forget to have gratitude and be grounded with the blessing that you're achieving. And then you could also get into a situation where you're so focused on negative that you forget to ask for help or ask for assistance and things like that. So when it comes down to, the Holy One, a higher power, make sure you guys are seeking inspiration or seeking wisdom and guidance, right? Taking your time to kind of just self-reflect, right? Not everything's about movement. Not everything's about go, 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 go. Sometimes you have to self-reflect on your actions and the things that you've done the day prior so that you can know or have better choices or a better understanding of life, in a sense. That's why meditation is so deeply recommended. Even if you don't meditate, just at least throughout your day reflect on your life in general. Like, just don't let life go by. You know what I'm saying? Like, really reflect on it, if that makes sense to you guys. It's a way of connecting to the deeper meaning of life. It's just a way of connecting to your story, and I just encourage you guys to think a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, because I know a lot of you guys don't really meditate or have time to meditate and things of that nature. So I would just suggest you reflect on your yesterday so that you can kind of see what lessons and things of that, what inspired you, where you're going, and all of these things. So first one we have for you guys is inspiration, right? Holy One, I'm assuming it means just a higher power. Whomever you deem as higher power, right? Next one we have is spirit guide. So we have shaman, right? You guys can be tapping into being the spirit guide. And I want to clarify this because this doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in like some, a certain clothing, doing a certain work. You can do your regular things that you do in your day. You could just be talking to an individual about certain situations, right? Kind of like how I'm talking to you guys, right? Just on some normal thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be to the extreme, right? It could just be you sharing guidance with people, right? You can understand, you could seek out, you could be the person that's now starting to see that you're some sort of guide to another individual, even if it's just the slightest advice. Wait for the red light to turn green before you cross the street, something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait for the thing to tell you that it's okay to cross you. I'm talking about wait too. Don't worry about what I just said just now. The point is, you're just giving some slight advice that can possibly help somebody out, right? So that's my point. That's my whole point of it. You don't have to necessarily be in a certain clothing or things of that nature. Just in a modern way, you're just somebody that's assisting somebody and the reason why it's a spiritual guidance is because you're a soul, right? You are a soul. When you leave your body remains, your soul leaves, right? So, and hence why you're a soul, right? If you guys don't know what a soul is, you guys got to get in personal research on that. You're a soul in this body. So when you give guidance, your spirit is divine. You give guidance. That's exactly why not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody acts the same. Some people act different from others because we're our own individual souls. We have our own destiny in this world. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to being a shaman or a spirit guide, you could just be potentially somebody that just gives information. I try to generalize it for you guys because I don't want you guys thinking that it's just the people that wear certain clothing and live in a certain tradition. It could be anybody, any walks of life. You do not have to necessarily go 100% into shaman activities to be considered someone of a spirit guide. You could be, you and your coworker just be having a conversation. You could just be giving them advice. There you go. You see what I'm saying? Because I definitely want to encourage you guys to be of light when it comes down to just being an impact on somebody's life, right? That's what this channel is mainly about. We have cultivation or gardener, right? So something could be in growth for you guys. Something could be in growth. You know what I mean? Something could be coming out for you guys to show you possibly patience as well. This could be a patient card, right? I feeling like I want to tell you guys about patience. So it's two different types of situations. You have the butterfly and the plant, and they both go through processes. This could be a situation where you guys are potentially having impatience or feeling like things ain't going as fast as they should be or things of that nature. You're going into a growing stage, and you gotta have patience, and you gotta be willing to go through the process of life. Butterfly isn't a butterfly; it starts as a caterpillar, so it has to kind of, figure out how to be a caterpillar. Then it goes into a cocoon, and then now it figures out how to be a butterfly. So I'm saying, same thing with the plant. It figures out how to be a seed. Once it levels up to being a seed, it goes into being a small little, a little piece of grass, and then it grows roots. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind when it comes down to you growing. You got to nurture yourself. You got to be willing to go through those processes, and you got to remember it does take time to get there, right? All right, next one we have for you guys. We have Peacekeeper, right? Peacekeeper, wanting to find peace in life, right? You guys could be in this journey of wanting to find peace. I don't know if you guys want to be by yourself. I don't know, anything of that nature. But I can say, going back to the first card of the Holy card, or the Holy One, right? You guys could be self-reflecting, doing a lot of reflecting. I don't know if you guys are meditating, right? To be practically honest with you guys, I don't necessarily find the time to necessarily, I'm not just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to pull out a mat and meditate every day. But I just try to self-reflect while I'm washing dishes or something that's in my general day-to-day life, right? I try to just reflect and try to just be in silence while I'm washing dishes or something like that. Which, you're still in the form of meditation, because you're putting your brain in a sense to reflect or think about things or just wonder sometimes, so it's still relevantly, so it's, even if you guys are doing you're working a lot of hours or whatever the case is, you can still find time within them things that you're doing to meditate on things, right? So this could be a peace. You could be seeking peace. Even with situations that revolve around negativity, you could still find peace within that, because maybe you might be learning to forgive others and things of that nature from those situations. So we got to keep that in mind as well. So when it comes down to finding peace, all right, what can we clarify? I'm going to clarify it. Can we clarify the Holy One or the Inspiration card? All right, so Hero, right? Again, this is going to be coming from the Holy One. You could be potentially losing your courage, right? This is in reverse, so it's the opposite of what the card represents. You could be potentially losing your courage. You might be feeling like you're not a hero, right? You might be seeking to, the spirit team might actually want you guys to seek out for the higher power. If you guys have and here's the thing, I don't know too much on the part of being atheist and things of that nature. I know that it means to not believe in things, and there was a video I came across, and they were speaking about, when you don't really believe in certain things, you tend to crumble. You tend to, you tend to give up almost, in a sense, right? And it doesn't. I'm not trying to bash nobody's religion or whatever the case is, but I will say that most people that typically have some type of belief in themselves that they can make it and things of that, you kind of have something to keep fighting for. You see what I'm saying? Versus somebody that says they can't do it and they give up. You see what I'm saying? So the Holy One, or the inspiration in your life, might want you to keep going. They might feel like you need to search for them, and you need to kind of have faith and search for inspiration either within yourself or in your surroundings, right? Because at the moment you're kind of feeling lack of courage, you're feeling lack of heroism, you're feeling lack of, you're just feeling lack of all of these different things. Anything that classifies as a hero, brave, and all of these things, you're lacking these things. So you possibly you need to search for faith, right? And even for those of you that aren't feeling this way, always keep that in your mind. Always be grateful. Always have some sort of thankfulness to the spirit team and things of that nature. Anything, any whatever you classify as, right? God, Jah, whatever religion you are, just, you know what I'm saying, keep if that's keeping you going and that's keeping you productive and that's keeping you, hers looking funny, that's keeping you on point or whatever, don't worry about it. That's keeping you on point or whatever, then you know what I'm saying, then stick with that, you know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and clarify the spirit card. Okay, we have plant, right? So I want to say the guidance world, or anything of that's potentially guiding you, is showing you guys to nurture your soul, nurture your spirit, feed possibly, or water, or somewhat just nurture, right? Kind of like a plant. Like, you gotta kind of nurture it, you gotta feed it the sunlight, you gotta make sure it's getting things of that nature. So if you guys are feeling like, hey, you know, I have a lot of wisdom, I have a lot of education, I want to show people, ensure that you guys are feeding that as well. Ensure that you guys are shining light on those things. Meaning, you know, if you guys have some type of spirit to want to go help others, hey, you know what I'm saying? Continue to do your research. Continue to nurture that gift. Continue to read. Continue to do whatever you was doing to get that information. So, if an example, let's say you have some great advice on going through hard times, and you went through hard times, right? I would say, don't be hesitant to want to. How can I put this in a way that it doesn't sound crazy? If you go back into experiencing hard times, don't look at it as to say like, hey, you know, this is negative, and like look at it in a way to brush up on those skills that you have, because you've been through hard times. You told people how to get through hard times, or at least change the mentality about hard times, and then you go through it again. That's kind of like it's kind of like how teachers and stuff, or any type of career, they always do like a recap of things. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of getting a recap. You're kind of getting this this skill that's getting. And I'm not saying it like hard times, like you lose everything or whatever the case is, but it could just be a situation to where it could be something small, right? It could be like you're baking cookies and you drop the cookies on the thing, and now you have to almost practice what you preach. Almost like, oh, you drop cookies, all right, just pick them up, throw them away, and make them again. You see what I'm saying? Those things could be happening to you guys to feed whatever it is. And I know this sounds bizarre, but that's what this channel is for. This specifically is to change you guys' mentality, or improve you guys' mentality to be able to think through certain situations, right? So this is what I do. I like to think different ways. So let's say you drop a thing of cookies, you're upset, you feel me? This is just a slight example, right? This doesn't have to apply to everybody. But you drop a thing of cookies, you're upset. You just went through something major different, like you probably lost everything, you got it back. Let's just say this. You lost everything, you got it back, right? You're telling your coworker, your friends, your family, hey, you gotta do this, or hey, you know what I'm saying, you gotta change your mentality. If something negative happens, you gotta learn how to look at it in a different approach. Then you know what I'm saying, you gotta learn how to problem solve, whatever the case is. You go through that, you teach people those things, you drop some cookies. Now all of those minor trouble moments, like dropping cookies, forgetting the mails in the mailbox, all of those minor things are just brush on points to keep you going with that spirit teaching that you've been through. So you went through it, you've been teaching it, and you have all of these little moments in your life that always seem to follow you, because it's just practice. See what I'm saying? See what I did there? Instead of looking at them like, oh, I went through it, why do I keep going through it? It's because your soul is guided to always have these little moments so you can brush up on them. You see what I'm saying? So then you're always on point. You're always ready to teach another lesson regarding it. See if that, hopefully that makes sense. And you're constantly feeding it. Your soul is constantly getting fed through to be able to teach others. Hopefully that makes sense, you guys. You guys got to open up your minds to, if you really want to enjoy life, like, and I'm not even talking about going out and grabbing things. I'm talking about being able to enjoy the present, the moment, being able to do things today that's going to lead you to the future, but not worrying about the future. You're making moves that's going to better your future, but you're not worrying about the future, living in the moment. This is what we do. See what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all might not understand it, but I encourage you guys to just watch the video with an open mind. Don't try to think too much on the subject I'm speaking on. If it resonates, it will hit you. If it don't, come back later. Come back 3 years from now. I've watched and listened to music that I didn't hear for 6 years, and then I understand it. So it's okay. It's completely fine if you think that what I'm saying is completely doesn't make sense. That's the point. It's not making sense to you right now because it's not for you at the moment. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not catching it. It just means it's not for you, right? So just be an open mind, right? We're going to, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But we're going to be talking about, or we're going to be clarifying the garden card. We have singer, so we have voice, right? So a lot of you guys could be nurturing your gift to sing, or your gift to speak, right? Excuse me. Your gift to express yourself. Your gift to express yourself. It might take patience. It takes me a while to even get across these videos. You know, as you see, it's like 60 minutes each time this record. But you guys could be getting to this point. You know what I'm saying? Your voice, the way you express yourself, the way you do things, it could be taking patience, right? I'm not an author, right? I haven't written any books, but I will say this, and I'm not gonna say it like, oh, just reading books, but read some books for real, because when you read, your vocabulary gets better. See what I'm saying? So it took me a while to be able to display my words, and the more I start to input reading into my day, now I'm not out here reading 24/7, of course, right? Because you got other things you got to do, but it does help. It does assist, and it does help me to elaborate my words and then be able to have different examples that I could pitch to you guys. Now, when it comes down to, you know, growing and nurturing life and things of that nature, you're gonna possibly have to wait. You're gonna have to have some time. You're going to go through those processes to express however it is you express yourself. You could be expressing yourself through your work life. You could be a mechanic, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, whatever the case is. You can be improving those skills of knowing how to express yourself, right? You could be going through these processes, these process moments that you guys could be able to express yourselves, right? So I feel like it's that point of expressing, you know, sharing that voice and things of that. And then I know it says voice, it says singer. I know everybody's not a singer, right? Because if we all listen, who's talking? You see what I'm saying? So I know everybody is not going to be a singer and things of that. But what I will say is, when it comes down to expressing yourself, because I do feel like singing is a way to express. Now, the last one we're going to be talking about is the peacekeeper. All right, so we have mother. We have nurturing, right? I don't know if you guys have trouble with your mom and things of that nature. You could be trying to keep peace. What I can't say with this card specifically, because I don't know, but I have a strong feeling that a lot of people go through these things with parents and things of that nature. Now, when it comes on to making peace with your mother or with your father or whatever the case is, it says mother card, it says nurturing. So anybody that's nurturing you, not everybody's gonna have, from what they say, any programs that they have out here, like foster care and all of that stuff, you can really look at the world and say that, okay, not everybody's growing up with a mom, right? People pass away in labor. You know what I'm saying? God forbid anybody to do so, but that's what happens. That's reality of life. So with this being said, not everybody's going to grow up with a mom and things of that. So I will just say guardian. Now, because this came out of the peace card and I asked for clarification, right, of the peacekeeper, let's just say it's a guardian. Let's just generalize and say this is a guardian, someone that because you have nurturing as well. Yeah, you guys can see that, right? Okay, you have nurturing as well, so that could be someone that's nurtured you. So when it comes on to someone that's nurtured you, if you want to create peace, sometimes, as you see from this card, right, sometimes there's a little distance. Sometimes this person is by themselves and things of that nature. So I will say, listen, if you want the flames, right? You want the flames between a party and things like that, and that you're potentially trying to create peace with a person that might have nourished you, or you might nourish them. This could go both ways for real. It go all ways. You want to give time for that fire to burn out. You know what I'm saying? That fire meaning hatred or, upsetness or whatever the case is. Give time for that fire to burn out. And the fire might continue as long as both of y'all are living, for real, to be honest. But keep that distance. You know what I'm saying? As she from this person, they're not close to the fire or nothing like that. They're keeping their distance. And, that's one of the best ways I would say, deal with it. Because, when it comes down to situations of not agreeing with one another, just because y'all go back and forth, that doesn't solve nothing. But the more y'all go back and forth, the more hatred and things of that you build up. So if you guys are going through things of people that you nourish, or you nourish them, or they nourished you, and you guys are going at it, and you're trying to find peace within this situation to resolve, I would just say have your distance. You know what I'm saying? Having distance just means wanting to live a healthier lifestyle. Wanting to live a healthier life. You know what I'm saying? So just keep this in mind when it comes down to it. I know that doesn't sound probably what you guys expected, but being a nurturing card came out, I feel like it's best to keep your distance as the girl is keeping away from the fire, right? So just kind of keep your distance, and not in a way where it's like y'all both had that understanding. You know what I'm saying? You guys both just kind of keep your distance from one another of things of that, right? That's the best way I could say to kind of diffuse that until a couple years go by and things. And some people would say, oh, you can just forgive and move on, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it does need time, and if so happens something shall happen before the reunion. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the spirit works out. But I would just say, look, try your best not to try to force something to work out as well, right? If you guys are wanting to have peace with someone that nourishes you, it's better to just let it go and just leave it alone and to separate than to try to force it to work. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to get more disappointed. You're trying to force them to love you, and you're trying to force y'all thing to click. It ain't gonna. You might have to wait a couple years. You might have to, check back in, or if you choose not to, you just want to see how the universe plays itself out. Then hey, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the best way I would say with peace. Keep your distance of that. So you just so you don't keep getting burned. You know what I'm saying. And it could go both ways, right? It just might be a misunderstanding, but keep your distance. But let me know what you guys think. Hopefully, not only did this help and assist you guys, but it also shines some light on things that you guys might be going through. And this video is kind of long, but it's cool because some information. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.